What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting edition of Chillstream with Uncle Todd. What's up, Willie D? Maybe they'll surprise us and be in Halloween costumes. Kinda every day is a Halloween costume, you know. Oh man, everyone's betting on the hat. Put a hat on. Wait. All right, I'll put a hat on. There you go. maybe calling it calling it a no hat day. Dusty put a hat on. Oh, I see. Wait a minute. I didn't know that Dusty was betting against the hat. He was coaching me behind the scenes. He was coaching. Did KG win again? Did Willie D win? Call the black one. Yeah, you're right. I know I've got my adult fantasy one over here. I need to start rocking it more. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? What's up, Willie? What's up, KG? What's up, Natasha? What's up, Dusty? What's up, Rages? How you doing? Not a rigged game at all. Yeah, not a rigged game. Never a rigged game. How you guys doing? Happy Wednesday, man. So, yeah, it's been a good day. We're cranking on stuff. What can I tell you about behind the scenes of AF? Yeah, so Ray just pointed out earlier that you noticed that we didn't do anything yesterday, yeah, so I'm pausing stuff on Tuesdays. It may be temporary. Basically the deal is like Tuesdays and Thursdays are our crazy days of the week. So Tuesdays, Melissa ends up doing kid stuff all day because our oldest gets out of school at 2 p.m. and then there's gymnastics at 3, and then that's 3 to 4 or something, and then you pick up the other kid on the way back, and then on Tuesdays that other kid goes to dance class. So Melissa is out in the wilderness on Tuesdays. She comes back looking like she got hit by a train. Don't tell her I said that. She looks beautiful. It's a rough day. It's a long day. And then my hard day is Thursday. So Thursdays, tomorrow, it's the same thing except without the dance class. So I'm gone until, I'm pretty much out most of the day. There's been many a time where I've called, where Dusty and I have been doing calls from the child airport. We call it the child airport because it's just a giant gymnasium full of screaming kids. It's really fun. Anyway. What's up, MK? How you doing, sir? Welcome. So Melissa's it's been really hard because Melissa's also right now, not only she has to do that, of course, but she's also working on all the smart contracts, and she's building a burn mechanic for the Origin comic that we have coming out. And so she was looking rough. Last Tuesday she came home and she was looking rough. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pause Tuesday for a minute just so that I can help out, because we come home and then it's dinner time and then bedtime, and bedtime is with kids, it's an event. It's brushing your teeth and taking a bath and getting all the stuff that us grown-ups don't have to do. We just flop in the bed. Yeah, so I was like, okay, let me just help you for a minute, until we can, until the schedules get a little worked out. So it'll be just a little different for a minute, but we're probably going to put something back in Tuesday. I just don't know. It might be later. It might be earlier. I will say though, that I actually got to get to bed last night at 9:30. It was the first time I've had 8 hours of sleep in 2 years. It was very nice. MK says, who does dance? I do. I'm taking tap and ballet. No, it's my youngest. So my youngest is 3, and she, the older one does gymnastics, the younger one does dance. It's just something to do. But and Dusty says, then flocks of little gymnasts run up and he starts chucking snacks at them. It's quite an experience. Well, I'm trying to shoo them away, get away from me. But no, they're adorable kids. But yeah, the gym is just I really, it doesn't affect me. I have earbuds in, but if I'm talking to Dusty, or anybody, I think the microphone picks it up and amplifies it. So they're the ones hearing the crazy sounds. Oh, MK says my daughter dances as well. Competition, nice. Holler if you end up needing costumes. They get yeah, for sure. They get expensive. Hell yeah, man. I will take you up on that. That's awesome. Yeah, we've been passing costumes in and out. Like we just got rid of like our 2-year-old infant costume. Like we had some guy come over to what was he like installing a window or something, and we were like, "You want a baby costume?" And he was like, "Hell yeah, this will fit my kid." So yeah, that's awesome. They are ridiculously expensive, and they only last like 1 year because kids are like so freaking tiny. All right, so what else we got going on? Yeah, so Origin Comics are moving forward. We got all of the final letters tweaks in. I do have to send that off to the letterer. I'll do that. I'll probably do that tonight. It's all ready. I wrote it up today, and that everyone reviewed it. So I'll probably send that off to the letterer tonight after the show. And we're looking at, I don't have a specific date yet, but we're looking at a November launch. And I'm thinking it's got to be like a little bit before mid-November is what I'm thinking, because obviously in the States here we have Thanksgiving, and then like after Thanksgiving is like the first week of December, and then it's like Christmas all the way. So yeah, we'll have the Origin comic probably coming out in the next couple of weeks. So please be ready. It's going to be awesome. Flint's doing amazing work. We're working on some custom, like really special stuff, brand new drops. Hey, Rageous 11th, Veterans Day and Dad's birthday. That's my birthday too, man. That's my birthday. November 11th is my birthday. So yeah, we're going to do something special, and we may end up dropping on the 11th. That's a great day. I would love to do that if we can get it to that point. That's awesome. Yep. I think we're going to try. And so the original plan was to do the Origin comic drop, and then do the next thing up is going to be the character drop, right? The stuff that the new characters that you guys are helping to design. Then of course I'll be working on too. And I don't know if we can get that for the end of the year based on how things are kind of like spreading out, but we may try. If it's not December, December freaks me out a little bit just because it's so hard. And everybody, is so like not around, especially like, I don't know how this year's doing because of the whole bear market thing. So we'll kind of have to wait and see on that. I'm going to be curious on that. But yeah, we'll definitely see if we can get the character drop in this year. Regardless, the character drop will be the next drop, so it'll either be December or January. Let's see, when we get to open chat. Oh yeah, no man, we're all open chat here. When we get to open chat, love your thoughts on the Stable Diffusion investment dropping just the other day, especially given its open source roots. I don't even know what that is. Thoughts on current market rise. Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about this. So what is let's see, the Stable Diffusion investment. Let me Google this. Stable Diffusion. Well, these companies are going to get huge. Let's see. Oh, they raised 101 million at a $1 billion investment. Yep. Oh yeah, that happened like 10 days ago. Sure. Yeah. Like these companies are going to be are absolutely huge. Here, let's see this. Let's share it. Give me 1 second. MK dropping big words. In bucket with Dolly and Midjourney is we'll see. Let's read this together real quick. We'll educate ourselves. Stability AI, the company funding in the development of open source music and image generating systems like Dance Diffusion and Stable Diffusion, today announced it's raised 101 million in a funding round led by Lightspeed Ventures. Good. I don't know code to you. Okay. The tranche values the company at 1 billion post money. London and San Francisco-based Stability AI is a brainchild of CEO Ahmad Mostaque. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Having graduated from Oxford with a master's in mathematics, computer science, he was an analyst at various hedge funds before shifting gears to more public-facing works. He co-founded and bootstrapped Stability AI in 2020. That's awesome. He bootstrapped it and then they got 101 million. That's great. No one has voting rights except the employees. Completely independent. Well, that's a previous interview. Not anymore. Cluster of more than 4,000 NVIDIA A100 GPUs running in AWS. Wow. Wow, their operations and cloud expenditures exceeded $50 million. So they raised 101 million, but their operations exceed 50 million. So that's like 2 years of runway, I guess. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. The TechCrunch hates AI, so whatever. They're like, oh, it hasn't escaped controversy. Yeah. Let's see if it says anything about all the other ones. Let's see. Stability AI plans to make money by training private models for customers and acting as a general infrastructure layer. It also offers a platform and API, Dream Studio. Meanwhile, the open source version of Stable Diffusion has been downloaded more than 200,000 times. It's going to support deploying custom versions of Stable Diffusion for users at larger scale and investing more supercomputing power. Hiring more people. He's got 100 employees. Wow, and he's going to 300. So they're doing some commercializable projects in the works, of course. Yeah, that's interesting, man. That's actually pretty interesting. That, you know, it's the future, right? Like everyone knows it's the future. You know, it's gonna. I see it as. I don't see it as something that's going to destroy anything. I think it's going to be a tool like Photoshop. You know, MK says, you read, I'll get tea. He says, reason I ask, it's right with our mid-journey usage of creating characters, backgrounds, movies, coming, scripts, AI. Yep, absolutely. Well, they already have, like, they've got scripts that are generated via AI. We're generating characters via AI. You know, it's not perfect. Look, in 10 years, we won't have to, like, honestly, like, I think here's a secret. And we've talked about this, and Dusty can back me up on this. Like one of my dirty little secret plans is to use Midjourney for myself, using my own commands, some of the stuff that I've shared with you guys, to let Midjourney roll a style that I personally like am attached to, right? Like I know the influences I know the people that influence me to make the work that I make. And so we can use Midjourney to create all of that. And I have this idea, and I'll probably start it soon as a project, as soon as I can, to start rolling these out on a regular basis through social. So push it through Instagram, push it through Twitter, push it through Pinterest, push it through like all of the, you know, maybe even a blog or something. Just push it out there and tag it in a way where it's like, you know, Wanish 01, Wanish 02, or whatever it is. The reason being is that eventually what will happen is that the search engines will pick it up. And so over the course of time, what will end up happening is when you type in, say, adult fantasy or Wanish, or however we create the terminology for it, once you create that as a string and you loop it over and over and over, adult fantasy Wanish 01, adult fantasy Wanish 02. Well, it's not for ego purposes. It's so that in the future, when the AI gets even better, what will end up happening is instead of having these long prompts where you're like, okay, all of these art styles combined with this style, combined with this, you can just type in adult fantasy and like some modifiers, and you'll get something cool, right? It's just that's how the AI works. So if we feed the algorithm something that we know it's going to search for, we get to control the output. And so it's kind of my little dirty secret to like how we can in the future um, really ramp up creation. And it's the most brilliant thing we could possibly do. You got to be. It's a little scary, to be honest, like because none of this stuff has ever been done before. None of it is tested. I'm not, even though from a like a marketing and branding perspective, it's awesome to be like, yeah, we pioneered this case in real time. We're the first to do real time dynamic NFTs, and we're the first to do all of these different things. And now, partnerships and people really dig what we're doing, and things are moving forward. Like, it's still scary as hell to be a pioneer. Like, it's like, the problem with being a pioneer is that you're the one that's going to get all the arrows in the back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, not to say that I'm worried about it at this point. I mean, we're so far ahead of the curve right now. Everyone that's alive right now in the space, like, we're so far ahead of the adoption curve that the challenge right now is just like survival and like slow growth. Like, survive, build, grow. That's why all these companies like Stability, like that's why these companies are raising hundreds of millions of dollars, because they're like, we're going to need it. It's going to be, however many months or years as in a recession or slow economic growth or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's going to be pretty slow for a while. And so all of these companies, no one's expecting, at least in the Web3 space, to make a ton of money, for the foreseeable future. They're just in build mode, right? They're just in build mode. So doesn't mean things aren't going to be coming out. Things are going to be launching all the time. But the companies that are launching understand that it's with a long-term vision. Everyone's already looking at 2020. Was it 24, 25? When was the cycle? 2021. And so 4 years. So that's 2025. Or was it 2023? No, 5. Whatever. 4 or 5. One of those. So like, it's going to be a while. Let's see. MK says, love your take, and you've given thought to it. Seeing panic and FUD in some places. Just see this, like you said, as upgrading skills to another level, just like Adobe Video Toaster Blender. Yeah, people are always afraid, man. I mean, the truth of the matter is, I mean, maybe this is where I show my age a little bit in this stuff, but like, I remember when Photoshop came out, because I was around, and like, people were losing their shit. It was the same conversation. People were like, all of the traditional, like, people that were doing typeface and lettering and like everything was still paste up. Like, if you wanted to make a newspaper or a book, you would like cut out the sheets of the typing and like paste them up. And like, I had friends that were doing this stuff, and even the like typefaces, like hand drawing letters, like not calligraphy style, but for actual like block letters and for books and print. And even like hand drawn like illustrations, like all the illustration artists, they were all freaking the hell out when Photoshop came out. They were like, it's going to be the end of our jobs. We're going to lose our jobs. It's going to be the end. It's not real. It doesn't look good. It's not the real thing. It's, bad for the environment. Like, you name it. It was the exact same arguments. And what happened? Like, they all use Photoshop now. Like, not a single one of them don't use Photoshop. And they love it. Like, they might not like Adobe anymore or whatever, but it's all digital now. And it's the same thing. Like this is not Stability and Midjourney and all this stuff. It's just a tool. It's not gonna, if all you're doing, look, 5 years from now, if all you're doing is rolling Midjourney to get some result, people are going to look at you like you just started Photoshop yesterday, right? You're not using filtering. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You're not adding to it. You know what I mean? You're not adding your own style to it. It does mean that there's going to be some like incredible artists and brand new people who are going to be known in the space because of that medium, just like there are for Photoshop and After Effects and all kinds of design, right? But yeah, it's just upgrading your skill set, man. And people panic and FUD about NFTs too. Like, they FUD about everything. Oh my God, the world is falling. Fucking learn. You either, if you can choose not to do this, you can choose not to, like, there are some people who don't use a computer, and that's okay, but they ain't gonna have a job. You know what I mean? It's too much, it's too fast and too quick, and the results are too good, you know? KG says, I remember those days. Old school advertising artists hated Photoshop, but all learned it. Yeah, they all were terrified. And the same thing with companies, man. I remember, I swear to you, when I I was in New York City. It was 2007 and 8. Like, it was about when Lehman Brothers crashed, when the last big recession hit, and all of the bankers, basically everyone in finance, ended up launching startups, like, because they had the money and they lost their job. So what do? You just launch a company or open a coffee shop or something. So really, it was like half of them moved to Brooklyn and started coffee shops and like cafes, and the other half launched startups. And like, all the startups started coming, and it was the same thing again. It was like, we don't need that many. It's too it's so bad for the environment and carbon footprint and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not even saying that those arguments are wrong, right? But the outpouring of wah-ism, it's just jealousy and fear, right? They can't do it. 90% of it is like, I can't do that, so I'm just going to shit on your parade and tell you that you can't do it, right? Because I was like, oh my God, it's so bad for the environment. We don't need 10,000 companies and the servers and the computing power, and it's so bad for the environment. Okay, cool. And now all of them work for startups. The amount of startups has exploded 1,000-fold since 2008, and nobody even complains about it anymore. Like, nobody, right? Like, how many people honestly do you know that complain about having a smartphone? None, nobody, because they all like it and they all have one. Right. So, that's the adoption curve, though. That's why I also know we're at the beginning of the adoption curve for NFTs, right? Like, we're at the 2008 version of what startups, like the startup boom and the rock stardom that came from startups, that started in 2000. Well, in New York, it started in 2008. It was there a little earlier, from the 2000s, really. Like the dot-com bubble really started it, I think, in the 2000s. But that's where we are. Or like what the dot-com bubble was 22 years ago is exactly where we are with the NFTs. Half these companies getting like hundreds of millions of dollars, man. Forget it, dude. There's no like this is something else I'll say. Like, we're in a weird space because there's a thing, and there's not like a, I don't know, there's not a technical term for it, but one of the things when you're around this stuff long enough is that companies that, like, if a company goes out and tries to raise capital and doesn't, that's bad. But what's worse, almost much worse, is a company that goes out to raise capital and raises too much. Because the way the game is played, like, take Stability AI. Okay, you're like they raise $100 million. You're like, holy crap, $100 million! Like, that's insane. That's so much money. So they had to give up a lot of control. They gave up a lot of. They gave up equity. That's how it works, right? I mean, obviously, like, if you're giving somebody financing, like, you want to have a little say in the company. I mean, that's totally acceptable. And there's a $1 billion valuation. Well, what that means, because that's a 10x, right? Usually the investment amount, the valuation of the company is 10x what the investment is, because that's what people are expecting in return. Doesn't mean that's what they get. But here's the problem, is that when you get large, I've seen more companies blow up that raised tons of money. Like, where was that company? Let's see if I can find it. It was a huge news years ago. Let's see if I can find this. Might be buried in the damn. Yeah, this is. Yeah, hold on. Check this out. This is an example. I'm pulling this out of my Todd's weird memory hole thing. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, Clubhouse, exactly, 100%. So we're gonna go in the Todd's Wayback Machine, And I'm gonna show you an example of what I mean. And this is just one example. I saw this happen so much, and I used to get jealous. I'll be honest. Like, you know, I went down the VC path a little bit, and I decided it wasn't for me at the time. So this is from 2011. So we're going way back now, over a decade. And there's this app called Color, and they went out to raise a little bit of money, and I guess their pitch was really good, and they ended up raising $41 million from Sequoia and Bain. And what I don't even remember what it did. I think it was like you would take pictures, you would go to an event, and it was like Instagram, but it was like localized Instagram, so you could see all your friends in like one location or something. Like if you went to a bar, you could actually have all those pictures in one place or something. That might have been something else. I don't remember. It was over a decade ago, but they raised a ton of money, and at the time, this was like a record. Like, I know you're like, oh, well, that doesn't seem like a lot compared to what we just saw. Like at the time, this was like off the charts. And the fact that it doesn't even phase us now, because you just saw something that's $100 million, or, you know, Bored Ape with $450 million or whatever they raised. Like, you're like, cool. That's cool. Like, here's a whole bunch of money. Like, oh my God, how the fuck did Color raise a crazy $41 million for its first round? Here come the articles. Color looks to reinvent social interaction with its mobile photo app, and 41 million in funding. So yeah, I was right. It was the mobile photos, right? So like, oh look, this is the location on all the things, right? And it was pre-launch, so they hadn't even launched, and they raised $41 million. Let's see. This is the most money Sequoia has ever invested in a pre-launch startup. That's more money they gave Google. That's how the Color team put it, right? Yeah, they value us higher than they value Google. Cool. And you're like, oh, what is it? Well, you can do all this cool stuff with it, right? Great. Let's see. That was March 23rd, 2011. 10/23/12. Like a year later, Color failed. What happened to it? 41 million. Well, it got spent, I'm sure, and it probably got put in a bank somewhere. But like, the poster before Color became the poster child for Bubble 2.0, because they tried to say that this was the second bubble outside of the early aughts. So like, basically, like, I guess my point is, like, raising too much money is also a big freaking problem, because you're obligated to spend it. Like, you can't just bank it. You know what I mean? Yeah, the founders are rich. Great. They basically sold their company. Like, you make, you know, $400 million like Bored Ape. Like, those guys never have to work again. They're basically, I mean, I'm sure they're working their faces off, but they're not like, you know, they basically have a golden handcuffs. Like, they can be out whenever they want to be out. And but the problem is, the problem is, this thing is distracting as hell. What the hell is that video? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. All right, I'm just getting out of here. What the hell is that? No, it's distracting. Hold on. Stop screen. Get the hell off my screen. All right. So the problem with raising too much money is that you now have this. How do I say this? You're now obligated to hit your valuation, right? Dusty says, "Wait, let's watch it." Oh, you guys know it. Ocean spray cranberry. Great. I'm glad everybody knows this. But basically, the deal is like, you're obligated to hit your valuation. So they raise $100 million, and they're valued at $1 billion. Meaning, in order for them, unless there's something really special, in order for them to get that next round of funding, they have to, one, it has to be more than $100 million. And it has to be because the company is now valued at or close to $1 billion, right? Do you see how that works? Like, you're basically going from zero. I don't know how much money they're making right now, but they're basically saying, yeah, we're worth $1 billion, and we're going to do something worth $1 billion. And if they make 300, 400, 500 million, they probably have a case for it, right? But I don't know how much they made. Do you? Like, probably. I mean, it's open source, so who knows? So, I actually get scared when I see that when these companies, like, the biggest thing that scares me about Bored Ape Yacht Club is the fact that they raised $430 something million. That's like, it's not cool. Like, I know it. I know that they're going to be around and they have the money to spare, and they're making some cool stuff. And I know they earned $300 million, right? I get that. But they took on so much money at such a high valuation that if that game comes out and it doesn't do well, if it's not fucking Facebook, the company's going down. Do you know what I mean? And it's probably going to be fine. I don't know. I have no insight. But that type of pressure, I'm just like, why wouldn't you have raised like 20 million? I mean, they could have easily raised 50 million. I don't know. I get it. I do understand why you want to raise when you can have the chance, but that's such a huge gamble for your company, like, in my opinion, But hey, I mean, they at least they'll be around, right? Like $400 million, $100 million here. The company's going to be around for a few years. Hey, Wizard, what's up? MK said pre-revenue, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that's like kind of coming into color territory. Now, AI is hot, and Stability AI is a leader. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, MK, you seem to know some of it. Like, Midjourney is a fork of Stability AI, right? Like, Midjourney Midjourney took Stability AI's open source code and like turned the dial and kind of tweaked it, right? That's like, Midjourney is the same. It's the same system. It's the same project, I think. Kind of like how Brave uses Chrome, right? Like the Brave browser. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. What else? Someone else, what was it? Rageous had a good question. Thoughts on the current market rise? Yeah, I was looking at that. So what was it? I saw this. Let me get my other computer monitor. It was yeah, they said that the CFTC chairman declared Bitcoin and ETH as commodities, which is great, right? And it's really silly we have to have all these conversations. Yeah, so it says, he added, saying that in his belief, both the major cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and ETH, are commodities, but SEC Chair Gary Gensler wouldn't agree to the same. And in the past, Gensler has also agreed with the notion of Bitcoin being a commodity, but considers ETH and similar proof of stake consensus cryptocurrencies to be labeled securities. Yeah. We'll see, man. It's not I mean, what do I know? But I think there's going to be a problem. It can't be a security. The challenge we have right now is the staking, right? And Dusty says, call me a cynic, but it's a temporary rise. We're going to get hit harder before it gets better. Yeah, I believe so too. I don't think, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I think next year is going to be rougher than this year. Like, I think things are going to go south pretty hard next year. Maybe even for the next 2 years. Like, it's going to be yeah, not financial advice. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. I am just some schmuck sitting in front of a comic book wall. Dead cat bounce. Yep. He said, I thought Midjourney built their own, but could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I thought the opposite, but I don't know. Yeah, never take financial advice from a guy that reads comics for a living. I'm just saying. Anyway, my 2 cents, my opinion, is that we're in for a rough ride. I do think that, in my opinion, and we talk about this a lot with the team too, like, fiat is so fucking dead. Like, they've destroyed any value of the dollar. So I personally like it's hard right now because I don't want to be in cash. I don't want to be in dollars, but you also can't like the safe. It's really bad when the safest place to be is the crypto market. You know what I mean? Like that's not exactly where you want. MK says keep doing DCA. Best approach if you believe in it. Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Ray just says good advice. Yep. Like, yeah, it's not advice. It's an opinion. But Dusty says, my personal strategy is to yell stonks at random parts of the day. I think it helps to pump it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I've been tweeting Kanye West and asking his advice, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet. So. Yep. Toads Dusty all in. Yep. Stonks. Yeah. I think one of the things that we talk about a lot is like right now we're planning, we're actually doing, I think if you guys saw the town hall, one of the things that we're working on is an educational component to bring people in. And we're looking at other business owners who are out there who know of Web3 and are kind of curious about it. Dusty says, when art announcement? Which art announcement? We got so many art announcements. Which art announcement? Is this the contest? The art contest announcement? I got something for you guys too. I'll put something cooler up on the screen rather than Stability AI. Hold on for a second. Give me a second here. Let's see what we got. We can look at some cool shit while we're talking about cool shit. Art contest winner. Yeah, curling with the judges. Yeah, dude, the art submissions look freaking awesome, man. Like I will say, like, it is really hard. I'm trying my best to not say anything because I don't want to influence anything. It's really hard. It's really hard. Like I'm not looking. I'm just like kind of like keeping it blind. Like it's really difficult. Yeah. So Dusty says I'd expect in the next few days soon. Yeah. It is in the judges' hands. And so as soon as those wonderful people get to it, we should know. So check this out. This is Heritage Auctions. One of my favorite lunchtime. This is like a lunchtime pastime. Like when I'm eating lunch, I'll just go over to Heritage and like cry at all the stuff I can't buy. You guys ever into G.I. Joe? Mindbender, Dr. Mindbender. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like an AF character. Like the dude doesn't wear a shirt and he's bald. Like that takes guts. I respect that. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Let's see. Where's the I gotta say this you can't beat the design from like back in the day, man. Like, oh man, I used to look at all of these and just try to count like which ones I could get. So cool. Oh, you got your flag point. Proof of purchase flag point. I remember that. Look at that. So good. Dr. Mindbender doesn't think he's deluded. He feels he used to be. Now that he has seen the light, or the dark, if you will, he feels it is his personal mission to bring the miracle of thought control to each and every one of you. The miracle of thought control. Does he work for Google? Oh, Wizard says he blew up all of his with fireworks. G.I. Joe, definitely old school. Love it. Dusty says, I still have G.I. Joe's hand-me-downs from my older brother. Well played with. Yeah. MK says they were one of the OGs with doing stories and attributes. Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah. This was certainly an inspiration. So good. Let's see what else we got. So one of the things I like about the when they do auctions is that they really like, this is a signature auction, I believe. I can't, it doesn't, their search sometimes sucks, but I think it's a signature, which means they're going to have a ton of shit. So we got Torpedo. There's a Snake Eyes. Dude, the Snake Eyes is, this is a 8.0 Snake Eyes. It's selling for, right now the current bid is about $2,000. That's only about an ETH, guys. You got an ETH? Snake Eyes, it's probably worth an ETH. Oh, Monkey Wrench, the Dead Knock. Dead Knocks were awesome. Wow, I never realized how adult fantasy some of these characters look. I guess it makes total sense. Oh yeah, Xandar. Come on, look at Xandar. Oh, Xandar, poor guy. This is one of those things I love, man, because like this is, you could only get away with this in artwork. Like the art of him looks like he looks pretty tough, and then you see him and you're like, wow, you're pretty. That's really non-threatening, bro. you're like, look, man. Fine, I'll come see you at the club. Just leave me alone. Oh, hell. Let's see. Hawk I always liked, although his costume was always boring. Let's see. Sergeant Slaughter. I met him. He used to go to a lot of the conventions. Super cool guy. That was one of the best product placement things ever, because he was a pro wrestler, but like nobody knows. As a pro wrestler, he was okay, but like the minute he was on a G.I. Joe toy, he was like legend forever. G.I. Joe Vipers. I remember the Vipers. That was all right. Zorana. She was okay. She must have been with was she a Dreadnought? I don't remember. Sergeant Slaughter. Oh, that's the thing. All right, let's see what else. We got some older G.I. Joes here. This is before my time, so I don't have like any kind of emotional tie to it. But I get it. I get the nerd. Let's see. I know. Oh, shit. Mask? Okay. How many of you guys remember Mask? Let's see. Are there the characters in here? There's some Star Wars stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. Who remembers Mask? Zartan was hell yeah. Zartan was awesome. Yeah, I left mine in the box, dude. I've always been diamond hands. I left mine in the box, but then I'll tell you, like I was a Transformers kid. We're about to get to that collection. I had Megatron, I had Optimus, I had Jazz, I had a bunch that were they were all in the box, and then my grandmother and I had them for years, all the way through college, in my in my 30s, no, late 20s, I had them, and then my grandmother sold them at like on a step stool thing. She's dead now. J. Ross says, "Show us your G.I. Joe G.I. Todd doll." Right, the pink scarf. That's right. Hey, MK, Mobile Armored Strike Command. Hell yeah, with a K. We did our Free Play Florida shirts based on them last year during the pandemic. Awesome. Yeah, Mask was awesome, man. I liked Mask, but you know what I liked better was Cops. COPS. I thought Cops were pretty cool. And we got the classic Star Wars. Let's see. Star Wars Chewbacca is going for 1,800 right now. Now there's 2 days left. These prices are going to double or triple. So the toy market, any collectible market, is on fire right now. Like traditional toy markets. So I would say that's going to go for at least $3,000, maybe. An original Chewbacca. I feel like everybody's seen these though. Am I wrong? We got Luke Skywalker. Oh, it must be with the telescope. Oh yeah, that was the telescope lightsaber. So this was the telescope lightsaber was like one of the rare ones. So that was like one of the early, I believe it was like one of the early releases that they did. Wow, look at that. They even put a little card in the center so you could stand like apart. That's pretty cool. We should make some adult fantasy toys. Let's see the back. I haven't actually seen the back in a while. Let's see. 12 authentically designed figures in realistic Star Wars costumes. All have movable parts. Did they spell C-3PO wrong? Is it S-E-E? I guess it is. I mean, I always see it as the letters and the numbers, but same thing with R2-D2. I guess that's cool. They actually spelled it out in the first release. Oh yeah, they got the lightsaber, like how to activate the lightsaber on the back. You got the action stand. So crazy that this shit blew up like it did. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like nothing else was like it on the market. Let me check chat. Insectoids. Bet Drew has a stash of them somewhere. Yeah, the problem with Drew is that like he has his comic shop is like his organized place, but he has like several, like he has like he's like a beautiful hoarder. Like he has like his garage is full of bins, and all of his bins have comics and books. I made the mistake, like, and this is totally my bad. It has nothing to do with Drew really, but I made the mistake. So like several years ago, so I started collecting all of the, let me check. I started collecting the essential editions. So, pull this one off the shelf. So these essential editions are newsprint. So it's printed on newsprint, which is why they're in a bag, because they yellow. But and I'm a nerd, you know. But like, so they are huge collections of comics. So this one is Amazing Spider-Man issue 211 to 230. So it's like 22 issues of comics, all black and white. So for an artist, I can see the original art, right? Like this was like, and because they were so big, it's like owning the entire Marvel collection, right? So this is like heaven for me. I was like, oh my God. So I started collecting them, and I ended up getting Fantastic Four, like all the way through volume 7. And the first volume of Fantastic Four was Jack Kirby, but it was early. And I was at the time, I was still buying it for the artwork. And I was like, like, I'm just not feeling that first volume. I really don't care about it. And I didn't have the space. And I was like, fine, Drew, take the first volume, but hold on to it, but like, just take it from me. He was like, all right. I've asked him every time I see him since, like, dude, can I have that thing back? And he's like, I have no idea where it is. So he either sold it to somebody for cover price, which is crazy because these things are like impossible to find now, or it's like, it's like under the cat or something, like it's somewhere. It's my fault. It's my fault. Let's see. Dude, they got a Jawa for a grand. Open, it's a grand. I don't know too much about all the Star Wars stuff. I have friends that are hardcore Star Wars guys. Oh yeah, all the Funko Pops now are huge. PSA, I saw that PSA Grading just started grading Funko Pops. So they have a new case for Funko Pops. The Boba Fett Celebration Europe is worth $240. Damn. All right. All right, Funko. Let's see what else we got besides Funko. Starting lineup. I never got into starting lineup because I'm not a sports ball person, but these were everywhere. Everywhere. Man, McFarlane Toys really kicked the shit out of these things, didn't they? Ooh, WWF. Mr. Wonderful. Nikolai Volkov. How fucking cool, man. I gotta say, it was growing up, it was like such a cool dream to be like, yeah, I'll be a wrestler and we'll have our own toys. Like, how cool is that? You know? So nifty, man. All right. I want to see the Transformer stuff. I know there's Transformers in here because I peeped it earlier. The Masters of the Universe. You guys let me know if there's something you want to see or stop on. What was the Faker? The Faker, the He-Man toy where we recolor the He-Man toy, and I think that's like Merman's like costume or something. What is this? Web store. God, I love these. These are horrible. Extendar. Oh, dude, there's Spout. Spout's one of my favorites. He's the did you guys ever see Spout? He's the elephant. He douses the enemy's firepower with his fucked up nose. All right, let's get to the Transformers, damn it. That's what I want to see. Let's get over here. Masters of the Universe. What the hell's happening there? There we go. Dude, come on. Let me tell you, man, like this changed everything for me, dude. These toys changed everything for me. I was like, this blew my mind when I saw this. It still got the tag on it, $20. Wow. So crazy. Like the airbrushed art was so good. Look at that. Let's see. This back, I don't know if you guys remember this or ever saw this, but I must have stared at this art piece forever, man. I was like all over this. I couldn't believe it. It was like the coolest art I'd ever seen in my life. Your classic charts. I loved this. I don't know if you guys ever remember this. Like you had to put that little red, it was like a red film, and you would put it over it, and that's how you would see the actual chart, like where they ranked in strength, intelligence, speed, endurance, courage, all that kind of stuff. So cool. Ah. The problem with Heritage though is like you look at this shit and then like 6 months from now, this art will be on auction and you'll be like, son of a bitch, I can't buy it. What the hell? No, it's like torture. All right, is this even interesting to you guys? Oh man, Megatron was my favorite. Really formed into full gun. Yeah, he was awesome, man. Let's see. Oh, MK says him and Iron Sheik. Yeah, dude, Iron Sheik was great. Dusty said, just learned that Apple will be requiring all NFT sales with apps on Apple will be forced to be on app. What? Wait, you lost me. So, all right. Should I pull you up, Dusty? No. Just tell me what's up. So Apple is going to be requiring all NFT sales with, I guess, through the App Store. In my DMs. All right, let's see. an NFT tax. Oh, good. Apple's. Okay, let's see what this is interesting. We'll take a break from the awesome fun stuff of collecting stuff that we can't afford to through the app store, so they can charge 30%. Well, then Apple's going to lose out because ain't nobody going to do that. Apple rules double down on 30% NFT tax and geo-limit exchanges. NFTs they've published rules. Apple has published rules for the NFTs for the first time, while clarifying rules around crypto payments and crypto exchanges. Apple has clarified its App Store rules around NFTs and cryptocurrency exchanges, marking the first time it's codified specific rules for NFTs. The new rules confirm how NFT purchases will be taxed and what they can and can't be used for, while also clarifying rules around when a crypto exchange app can be listed. I'll say this is only going to be interesting because they're the ones that have an in with all the legal shit. Like they own the lawmakers. Like we all know they own the lawmakers. So this probably has something to do with like how they think the law is going to be pushed. October 24th update to its App Store guidelines saw language added that allows for in-app purchases of NFTs, but bars any NFTs acquired elsewhere from being used for anything other than viewing. I don't understand that. Let me read that again. So you can buy in-app purchases of NFTs, but if you bought these NFTs somewhere else, you can't use them. Like I guess in certain apps. It also allows applications to use in-app purchases to sell and sell services related to NFTs, such as minting, listing, and transferring. You can use an in-app purchase to mint. Okay, interesting. However, the tech company is seemingly double downing on its NFT Apple tax, which lumps in-app NFT purchase into its standard 30% commission rate on all purchases, but making sure all NFT purchases are conducted in-app. Yeah, that's never going to happen. I mean, it probably will happen, but not for the big things. Apps won't be allowed to include buttons, external links, or other calls to action, which could give users a way to circumvent App Store commissions when purchasing NFTs. You can't use QR codes, cryptocurrencies, and crypto wallets, which could be used to unlock content or functionality within an app. Oh, that's stupid. The rules come despite the company facing criticism for applying its 30% commission on NFT sales conducted through NFT marketplace apps such as OpenSea or Magic Eden, a move that's been marked as grotesquely overpriced when compared to the average 2.5 commissions. Well, who the hell is going to be buying an NFT? I guess because you want to buy it on mobile. I guess that's what it is. Like, so you're telling, wait, I didn't know this. So clarify, chat, like guys, like Apple applies its 30% commission on NFT sales conducted through apps like OpenSea. So if I was to download OpenSea on my phone, on my iPhone, and buy an NFT, they would take 30%? Is that true? Or 30% of OpenSea's take, maybe? How the hell does that work? Freaking monopoly, the KG says. Don't know why so many people like Apple products. Android is open source code so people can create cool 3D party shit. Yeah. Yeah. That 30% is bullshit. Magic Eden said it removed the service from the App Store after learning of the policy. Okay. So Magic Eden doesn't want to give up its 30% to Apple, but it'll just completely crush creators. That's cool. Good job, Magic Eden. Way to stand up for people. Apple's guidelines have also ruled out using crypto for in-app purchases, allowing only fiat currency purchases with a valid payment method, such as debit or credit. Interesting. So they're not gonna be doing crypto purchases yet. They don't make these guidelines make no changes to Apple's existing policy on cryptocurrency trading apps, put forward by exchanges such as Binance and Coinbase, where the trades are not subject to the 30% Apple tax. Interesting. So Coinbase doesn't have a 30% Apple tax, but everyone else will. However, new language was added to clarify that crypto exchange apps can only be offered in their app in countries or regions where the app has appropriate licensing and permissions to provide a cryptocurrency exchange. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Huh. Well, that's really, really interesting. Yeah, I don't know why. And I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Like, I don't actually understand why anybody would. I mean, maybe you guys are different. Maybe someone explain. I would be scared. Maybe, again, totally honest, transparent here. Like, it may just be an age thing, but like, I would get freaked out to buy on mobile, dude. I've never bought an NFT on mobile. Never. I couldn't. I don't know if I could handle it. Like, just give me a desktop where I can have multiple tabs and I can do my thing. MK says don't make OpenSea do the 30. Oh, so stupid though. They did it to Amazon. For Kindle, they bypassed it. Right, but Magic Eden doesn't care if projects get royalties. Right, they're gonna be like, we're not, we're gonna protect our buyer and get our shit off a app store, but don't worry about the creator. That's nuts, man. That's a great find, Dusty. I wonder if this is like, wait, so if you buy Amazon products on Apple, 30% is taken from the sale? I think that's what MK was saying, right? Like, or unless I guess, yeah, now I'm curious. So MK, you're saying that they, on the Amazon app, they take 30%, but the Kindle app, they bypass it? Oh, Kindle, they do it for the Kindle. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, this stuff makes me curious because these guys know what's up. Like, they don't change guidelines just to change guidelines. You know what I mean? Like, they know what's up. So it makes me curious. The biggest curiosity for me, the 30% is just Apple being Apple. But the big thing that I'm curious about is is not the tax. It's the where is it? Where is it? It's the not being able to use an NFT from another place or something. Where's that? Language. Yeah, but bars any NFTs acquired elsewhere from being used for anything other than viewing. So if you didn't buy it if you didn't pay the 30% NFT tax, then you can't do anything but view it. But I don't understand that, because I'm sure you could put something on sale on OpenSea from your phone. So I'm not really sure. Maybe maybe it's late and I'm just misreading. MK says, yeah, for apps that are native, if you do a purchase, Amazon itself, no, because it's just a portal, right? I see. Same with eBay or others. They can't tack on just native. I see. It reads like it can only be a collectible, not have any type of utility. If Apple took the 30% and it had some Ponzi-nomics utility, Apple might be liable. Yep. I think you're right. I think that's what it's kind of going after. And I think they're getting ready for all the regulations. So they just treat it. It's safest for them to treat it like they would treat a commodity, right? Like an asset. Like, okay, you're buying and selling it like an in-app purchase, like you would for a game, when you buy coins or tokens or whatever. But that's going to be the only use. Like, you can't buy, you're not going to be able to like buy, sell, and trade, I don't think. At least not right now, which is interesting. I mean, it's not going to stop people. Honestly, it just makes me want to like build more. So interesting, guys. Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know, man. A lot of stuff. It's a slow time in the market, but it's really interesting. Like there's still a lot of stuff going on and a lot of movement. Like it's interesting that ETH got labeled a commodity. That's big news, at least by somebody. That guy Gensler, man, I don't. That guy is a snake. I don't trust him at all. I'm pretty sure he's like anti-crypto. Um, so I'm not really like in favor of that guy. So I don't think as long as he's there, I don't think there's going to be anything positive for the market. Um, it is good that the FTC or the CFTC was like, yeah, it's a commodity. Like at least that's a little bit of, at least they'll create a fight, which is great, right? If that guy had come out and been like, oh yeah, no, it's totally a security, we'd be fucked. I do not want ETH to be labeled a security, right? I think there's going to be challenges. I don't know how people get around the biggest fucking problem is staking, man. Like it's the biggest problem. The big problems in crypto right now or NFTs that I see is like staking is huge because it's what it was meant for is not what it's being used for. And because a lot of people come over from finance into NFTs, they talk about it like a financial instrument, right? They talk about APY and they talk about how much money they're going to make. And you're like, guys, like, shut up. Like, stop talking about it. Like, don't do this. MK says, daughter just got home from dance, her B-day today. Hey, happy birthday. Gonna go sneak some cuddles and annoy her while she attempts to play Roblox. Night, man. We're going to be wrapping up here soon. MK, thank you so much for coming out. Yeah, man. Good stuff. Apple's big news, man. Dusty, thank you for finding that. That was pretty cool. So just a chill stream tonight. You know, we'll probably start doing some draw streams and some more stuff coming up. And yeah, Origin Comic is coming up soon. After that, we're going to do a character drop. I don't know. Just again, I don't know if we're going to have that done before December. I'm going to try, but I also don't want to try to launch during Christmas. So we may push it. We're going to be doing some educational products, and oh man, we got so much coming out. More collaborations. I was talking to somebody today about one that's in the works. So kind of waiting on partners to launch. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that you can't control is like, it's kind of good because I was a little afraid that we were going to have like, at one point I had 3 different people tell me that we were going to have multiple products launching in September. And I was like, oh fuck, like, I don't know how to do this. So I'm glad that everyone's like behind schedule or something. So I'm proud of that. I'm good. Not us, we're on schedule, but all our partners are like kind of behind schedule. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Anyway, guys, thanks for chilling out. Hope it was enjoyable. I know it's just kind of like it's like a little slow night. It's kind of a chill night, but that's why it's called the chill stream. You know what I mean? We're just hanging out, having fun. Sometimes it's just, you know, we're gonna putz around and just chill, man. That's nice. But anyway, guys, love you all. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, tomorrow night, lore games. So big stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I want to see everybody there. We're gonna have a blast. Maybe we'll do some cool giveaways too. So Willie D says night, Willie. Thank you, brother. And yeah, hop over in Discord. I don't know if we're doing games. I always kind of lean on Dusty for that. But I'm sure he'll be pushing something. KG says enjoyable as usual. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We are doing games all caps. Okay, so screw all y'all. Let's go get blasted over in the Discord. I don't know what we're playing. I can always hint. Inside baseball. I can always tell how Dusty's feeling because when we play Shell Shockers, I can always tell how he's feeling by what map he chooses. If it's one of those tiny little maps, right? Then I know he just wants to waste everybody because he's really good at those tiny little maps. If he gets one of those bigger maps, then I know he's willing to like eat it as I shoot him from like across the entire map. Anyway, Love you guys. See you over in Discord. Let's play some games. Let's do it. Maybe we'll try out some of those more of those Discord games. Those are pretty cool too. Whatever. It's always Dusty picks good games, so we're all good. All right, guys. Love you all. Dusty says we'll pick the biggest map. All right. Take care. Love you guys. See you soon. Peace.